In today's news, 3 active cases reported in the BVI, and the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force continues to investigate into the death of Mr. Franklin Malone.
And the Premier and his team kicks off caroling tour in the 7th District. All this and so much more when 284 News returns.
Money in the sky. Get out the way, get out the way, get out the way, yeah. If it ain't about money.
I need room for my legs. I got a baby. I need some money. Yeah. I need teeth for my eggs. A little bag and take it to the store.
RVIPF Food Market is launching $250 out of our money cannon at our live Christmas drawing every Friday until Christmas. To enter, you must be 18 years or older and jump in our money square in front of our RVIPF Passenger store. No registration required. See you there.
Welcome everybody. It's Friday, December 11th, 2020. A fantastic Friday. Wet one, but a fantastic one nevertheless, out of Tortola in the British Virgin Islands. I'm Ron Grant.
And I am Kyla Kenesha Forbes. We're definitely happy to be joining you today, and we have so much for you viewers. So let's just jump right into our news summary. Now, 3 active cases have been reported in the BVI, and we're definitely going to get into that later down in the newscast. But also, the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force continues investigations into the death of Mr. Franklin Malone. Also, over 360 illegal water connections discovered. Now, and also a recent drug seizure affecting assent to Drug Amendment Act.
Also, continuing on interviewing, the process commences for the next top cop in the BVI. Old Government House Museum has finally reopened to the general public. Governor explains lack of assent to the Cannabis Licensing Act and a second round of stimulus may be needed, says leader of the opposition, of course. In addition to that, earlier today, murder victim Everton McMaster has been laid to rest. Kyla, quite a bit going on in its territory this week, and we are happy, as of always, to bring it to our viewers. Beginning on the local scene, in a government-issued press release, it was reported that the Minister of Health and Social Development, the Honorable Franklin Malone, has confirmed another imported positive case of COVID-19 in the British Virgin Islands. Now, this brings the total number of active cases of COVID-19 to 3. The newly imported case is a resident who entered the territory from the United States on December 8th and is currently in quarantine. Now, contact tracing has, of course, been identified and isolated the primary contacts. Tracing is still, however, ongoing. Health Minister, the Honorable Franklin Malone, continues to emphasize the importance of all persons, no matter their status, to follow all established protocols for entry without exception. Now, this, of course, includes registering for the travel certificate on BVI Gateway, .bviaa.com, providing gold seal or approved private accommodations, a valid negative COVID-19 test 5 days prior to arrival, and completing 4 full days of quarantine yielding 2 negative test results to be able to traverse freely throughout the territory. Now, in an official comment, Minister Malone said, and I quote, "Quarantine and testing requirements must be followed, and anyone who violates this will be found and fined in accordance with all of our established laws and protocols. Now, thus, I am appealing to every resident and visitor to be our brothers and sisters' keeper and report any suspicion of breaching by calling 311. If you see something, say something. We are in this together." Now, the total number of persons tested by the Dr. D. Orlando Smith Laboratory of the BVI Health Services Authority is now 9,229, with 76 positive cases confirmed, 72 recoveries, 3 active, and 1 death. Honorable Malone also reminds everyone that a healthy lifestyle is the best defense against COVID-19 and is encouraging persons to enroll in the Complete Health Improvement Program, also known as CHIP, or any other healthy lifestyle programs offered in the British Virgin Islands. The public is also admonished to comply with all health and safety measures that include, of course, hand washing, wearing a face mask in public spaces, maintaining 6 feet from others outside of your household, disinfecting frequently touched surfaces, avoid touching your face, and limiting large gatherings, especially during the upcoming holiday season. Now, persons, of course, who are experiencing symptoms related to COVID-19 are encouraged to contact the medical hotline at 852-7650 for medical treatment and testing. Common symptoms include fever, cough, headache, fatigue, loss of taste and smell, sore throat, muscle aches, or difficulty breathing. Kyla, the cases, as we expected, are slowly rising, but again, our Minister of Health has assured, along with his team at the BVI Health Services Authority, that protocols are in place, and we continue to wish him and his team, and of course, the wider Virgin Islands, the very best.
Most definitely, as you said, Ron, cases are rising, but that is why we put protocols in place, and that's why it's important for persons to abide by these protocols, most definitely. Now, in this next story, kind of feel-good story, and I'm definitely looking forward to this one. Now we see where the Premier of the Virgin Islands, Honorable Andrew A. Foy, and his government is showing up this Christmas season in a very special way. Now, Premier Foy and government officials will be spreading BVI love and Christmas cheer in every district through carols. Now, the festivities are dubbed under the theme Premier's Christmas Around the Virgin Islands. Now, last evening, they made their debut in the 7th District. The residents of the 7th District lined the roads, stood on their porches, and danced to the sweet Christmas music. Now, Ron, I was also able to stand along the roadside and enjoy the carolers. So, viewers, I did get some footage for you, so let's take a look. Now, viewers, you see the festivities that happened last night, but alongside the Premier, 7th District Representative Dr. the Honorable Natalia D. Whitley, as well as at-large member Honorable Cherie De Castro was also spotted on the truck. Now, caroling is a long-standing tradition right here in the British Virgin Islands, but of course, things are a little different this year with the COVID-19 pandemic being amongst us. Now, although house-to-house caroling may not be encouraged due to the pandemic, now this is a very unique way of caroling in my humble opinion. Now, persons were able to still enjoy the sweet sound of Christmas carols, but in a safe and socially distanced way. Now, up next, on Saturday, December 12th at 7 p.m., the Premier's Christmas Around the Virgin Islands tours heads to District 8, and on December 13th at 7 p.m., they will head over to District 6. So all weekend, You can enjoy now that sweet sound of Christmas carols, just basically riding through your respective districts. And it was promised that all districts will be visited before December 25th. So, as I said, residents, listen out for the truck in your area.
I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Most definitely. Now, still ahead, the BVI public voices their opinion on the COVID-19 vaccine. Now, viewers, you don't want to miss this. So, all this and so much more when 284 News returns.
The wind. Oh!
Twitter to help.
I'm freaking out.
Is time.
284 News.
Coming to you live and direct from the beautiful British Virgin Islands.
What's poppin', what's really good, what's happening, what's up?
Davis has won it for the Lakers.
Viewers, welcome back to 284 News. Now, viewers, there have been much discussion surrounding the COVID-19 vaccine throughout the entire world as we see labs and scientists race to get their approval for their product of the COVID-19 vaccine. Now, experts are calling it the beginning to the end of this COVID-19 pandemic, but some would beg to differ. Now, in a press conference earlier this week, Minister of Health and Social Development, Honorable Franklin Malone, revealed that the BVI have secured two sources of the COVID-19 vaccine, one being the United Kingdom government, which have vowed to supply the BVI with the vaccine. His Excellency Augustus J.U. Jaspert assured the people of the Virgin Islands that although the vaccine will be available soon in the BVI, it will be on a voluntary basis. So persons can opt to or not opt to take this vaccine. So this week we took to the streets to ask the opinion of the general public about the COVID-19 vaccine. Viewers, take a look.
The COVID-19 vaccine. Well, I guess it depends on who you ask. Me, I grew up in a religious family. I went to church all my life. So if you ask the religious folk, if you ask the people who went to church, they're always wary, especially now, of any kind of vaccine that would be administered in a mass sort of a situation. Personally, I don't feel that if a vaccine is proven safe, honestly, I would take it. But as of now, right now, some serious doubts. I would have to see all sorts of people be guinea pigs first. I mean to say guinea pigs like guinea pigs, but still. I might have to see all kinds of people be guinea pigs first before I would be comfortable, even near comfortable taking any vaccine. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, I don't have any problem taking it because it might help you. Because as long as you have vaccination, which helps you, so I get the vaccine. It will help, so it's best if it's going to help. It's best might as well take it. That's my honest opinion.
My thoughts of the COVID-19 vaccine. To be honest, if I'm supposed to cover my nose and cover my mouth, and we got 14 days for this thing to be finished, I think we should just all, throughout the globe, just go on a 14 or a 30-day work from home concept, and the vaccine should be not needed. I personally do not want it here. And as far as I'm concerned, if I have the option, I'll opt not to do it. I'm already thinking that my nose is violated already. Thanks. That's it.
Now, viewers, you heard the opinions out on basically the streets,
yes,
Ron.
ma'am.
Some persons say, hey, if this is what it takes to become the end of this pandemic, then this is what we should do. And some persons are saying, hey, I don't think I want to be the guinea pig to do that.
We've been hearing that a lot.
We've been hearing that quite a lot. But viewers, now that entire video of all those opinions can be found on our Facebook page at 284 Media. Now, Ron, earlier this week, you asked me a question about the COVID-19 vaccine. And now I would like to ask you back. What is your opinion on the COVID-19 vaccine, and would you take it?
I'm good on the vaccine, Kyla. I'm going to stick to my bush medicine and my other remedies. I applaud the efforts, and I'm happy that it will become available. But for me and myself, I think I'm good. I will definitely not be taking it.
Right. So bush medicine, like the lemongrass and the mint tea.
All of it.
Right, right. That's what we know right here in the Caribbean. So, hey. But of course, we'll be sticking, on the street to get the opinion of the general public on these very important issues.
Now, continuing on the local scene, as investigations continue into the circumstances which led to the death of Franklin Malone, police are seeking the public's assistance in tracing his movements after he left the magistrate's court on Thursday, November 19 at around 12:15 p.m. Now, on that day, Malone was wearing a blue jeans pants, white t-shirt, a pair of gray and white shoes, and green baseball cap. Now, this is the last day he was reportedly seen alive. The body believed to be that of Mr. Malone, a resident of the Valley Virgin Gorda, was found washed ashore in the Fat Hogs Bay area just after midday on November 24th. Forensic tests are to be completed to make a positive identification, and investigations continue to exactly determine the manner of death. Now, persons who may have seen Mr. Malone or have any information about his activities after he left the magistrate's court on November 19 are asked to contact Inspector Lewis Buckley directly at 368-9588. Still ahead, Kyla, we have the Just Van Dyke football program. They are showing great potential, a lot of talent over there in Just Van Dyke, and we're going to look at that as well as the Football Association really doing remarkable things. All this and so much more. You're watching 284 News.
Is business slow? Cash flow down? Hosting an upcoming event? We can help. Advertise with 284 Media and take your business or event to the next level by enhancing your present marketing and messaging strategies. Allow our team of experts to create a personalized ad that sets your business apart from all the rest. This could be your business or event. So, what are you waiting for? Contact our marketing team at 284media@cctbvi.com. Advertising with us works.
Viewers, welcome back to 284 News. Now, employers and online print media are being reminded of the procedure to advertise job vacancies in the Virgin Islands. Deputy Labor Commissioner at the Department of Labor and Workforce Development, Mrs. Michelle McLean, said in order to be deemed satisfactory by the department, job vacancy advertisement should be listed the following information. 1, the employer and the business name as listed on its valid trade license. 2, reliable contact information, example, telephone numbers and email address. 3, the job title. 4, duties of the position, example, brief or detailed. 5, any other information deemed necessary by the employer. Now, Mrs. McLean said her department is no longer accepting advertisements that do not satisfy its requirements and is urging employers to present their job vacancies to the Workforce Development Unit at the department before submitting new work permit applications, as there may be suitable qualified candidates registered in the applicant pool for consideration. The Deputy Labor Commissioner is urging employers and the media outlets to adhere to the established job vacancy advertisement requirements in effect since January 2019, as it is the best interest of all parties involved. She added that the submission process for job vacancies should be followed to facilitate the efficient processing of work permit applications. She said, and I quote, "Oftentimes, job vacancies are published without the proper contact details for a job seeker to reach the potential employer being listed." She also added, the Department of Labor and Workforce Development assists BVI lenders and belongers in finding appropriate employment, as well as assist persons with resume writing, interviewing techniques, job decorum and performance, and job placement, end quote. The Department of Labor and Workforce remains committed to ensuring that the need of the workforce are met and that BVI lenders and belongers are given first preference to all jobs available in the territory.
Very important story as we continue to navigate, and I know a lot of employers and employees as well are still looking to fill posts and looking to fill jobs. So we thank the Deputy Labor Commissioner for that. Continuing on the local scene, Technical Director and Coach Clinton Teeny Percival came away from the visit to the football program on Joss Van Dyke on Thursday, December 10th, extremely impressed with the enthusiasm for the game shown by the Utes as well as the efforts being made on their behalf by Coach Darren Jones. With an island of just over 40 inhabitants, Coach Teeny was moved by how many of the Utes were there to greet them. First of all, it was really an eye-opener, he said, for me to see the enthusiasm of the kids as they saw our vehicle arrived at the training ground, and to have nearly 20 Utes showing up and wanting to play the game of football really moved me in ways I couldn't imagine. Now, after putting the players through some technical drills, Percival also commented on how impressed he was with the standard. He said, and I quote, "I can assure you that with the constant training and support, I can see some very good players emerging to represent the Virgin Islands at some level. I must give mention to the coaches and Darren in particular for the tremendous work he's been doing to help develop the talent over there." Now, Technical Director Neville said in a comment, "It was great to visit Joss Van Dyke today and see firsthand the excellent work Darren Jones is doing for the young players on the island." Now, Neville was also happy to announce that with what he has seen, 2 players have been invited to train at our Talent BVI program. In a quote, he said, "The aim of the FA Football Association is to bring the game of football to as many of the sister islands as possible. And to do that, we need reliable, enthusiastic staff, and Darren is doing a great job in motivating young players on Joss Van Dyke," concluded Neville. Now, Kyla, a really awesome story. We see where in the midst of a global pandemic, our young people are still being able to find avenues of self-expression, healthy ways of self-expression. And I think the Football Association in the Virgin Islands should be absolutely commended for this initiative. And we're happy to see that Joss Van Dyke players are coming on board.
Most definitely. I definitely love for our sister islands and that inclusion. And I think it's very important that the youths over on that island be having a great time as it pertains to sports. So I definitely love this story as well. Now, Ron, a story out of the Associated Press says that a shark killed a 38-year-old female tourist in the French Caribbean territory of St. Martin on Thursday, shocking many in the Eastern Caribbean region, where experts say that such attacks are extremely rare. Now, a government spokesman told the Associated Press that it was the first time in the territory's recent history that a fatal attack had been reported. The victim, a French woman who was a sabbatical in St. Martin, died after having her leg torn off in the attack about 500 feet from shore. Now, the attack happened in Lawrence Bay, a popular beach in the northern east part of the island that St. Martin shares with the Dutch Caribbean territory, also called St. Martin. Shortly afterwards, the government announced a 48-hour ban on swimming and water sports at all beaches. Now, there's only one unprovoked and non-fatal bite reported in St. Martin, and it occurred in 2005. Tyler Bowling, a manager of a Florida program for shark research, told Associated Press, overall, there have been 34 unprovoked bites, that is, in the Caribbean region since 2000, 4 of which had been fatal, he said. The most common shark species in the region where Thursday attack occurred are Caribbean reef sharks and nurse sharks, which don't pose any risk. Now, shark researcher and dean of College of Arts, Science, and Education at Florida International University, said during a phone interview. He said tiger sharks and bull sharks occasionally appear as well. He said, and I quote, "Most times they're not a threat, but they can be dangerous. The majority of shark attacks in the Caribbean have occurred in the Bahamas, with 2 reported last year, one of them being fatal. A shark attack also was reported in Cuba in 2019, according to the Florida-based International Shark Attack File." Ron, really devastating story.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day, very devastating. But we live in the Caribbean Sea, and I think it's very important to know about these species and know the risk that it poses in our region.
I agree. Continuing on over on the regional scene, over in St. Thomas USVI, the VI Department of Health on Wednesday night reported 35 new cases of COVID-19 in the territory, with St. Croix accounting for a popularity of infections of 73. Now, St. Thomas accounted for 52 of those cases, while on St. John had 41 active as of Wednesday, representing the large outbreak in the USVI per capita. On St. Croix, at least 21 cases were under investigation as of Wednesday night, said the Department of Health, and their data shows 1 case being related to travel, 1 close contact, and 2 cases were transmitted through community spread. Now on St. Thomas, 2 cases were under investigation, 2 infections were related to travel, another 2 were transmitted through close contact, and 1 case was transmitted through community spread. The VI Department of Health has partly blamed the surge on Thanksgiving gatherings, which we spoke about highly, Kyla, and the lack of American citizens being able to discipline themselves to not participate in Thanksgiving gatherings. However, the department went on against its recommendations along with the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. The Department of Health continues to urge residents to practice safety measures. Of course, you know what they are. And another problem has been the lax of COVID-19 guidelines at the territory's airport, which the administration has vowed to address for months, but has so far been unsuccessful. Governor Bryan, in a statement, vowed, Kyla, to really amp up the protocols and safety at the airports across the U.S. Virgin Islands. Now, a reporter experienced a rather weak setup following a recent trip to Puerto Rico, and many persons in the U.S. Virgin Islands have been speaking and reporting as it pertains to their lack of protocols and strict measures at the airports. Now, this is a very important story, Kyla, because we see where traveling has picked up with the U.S. Virgin Islands. It has never stopped, first of all.
No.
And we see where, because of the holiday season, it's picking up. But it's very important that persons over in the U.S. Virgin Islands really take to heed. In addition to this, we saw where a Department of Meals recently went on strike because a person working alongside them was contracted with the virus, but still reporting to work. So there are some glitches that we're going to continue to watch, but we do again wish all of our residents and friends over in the USVI the utmost of safety.
Of course, we always talk about the connection that we have with the USVI, and I think for this entire year, it's been 2 different worlds as it pertains to the British Virgin Islands and the U.S. Virgin Islands, but our heart is definitely with them, and I think this comes at a time where we're just talking about our seaports reopening. So really and truly, it is a discussion. A lot is up in the air. A lot is happening because, as we know, the situation with COVID-19 is very it happens so fast.
It's fluid, yeah.
It's very fluid at the end of the day. But of course, we will be keeping you abreast, viewers. But of course, that is it for today's news roundup. Be sure to follow us for daily news updates at 284media.com. And like us on Facebook at 284media and 284BVI on Instagram, as well as Twitter. I am Kyla Kenesha Forbes.
And I'm Ron Grant. It's always a pleasure. We will again see you on Monday. We wish you a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And be sure to stick to our website as we continue to keep you updated on local, regional, of course, international stories. Happy Friday, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.